Hey guys, it's CFL-TECH back with another video. We did not have an intro, got you there, but we will have one soon. But first, let's go and take a look at this item here. This is a Lenovo Tab M9 on Best Buy's website, a deal alert for $99.99. Now this is a really good deal. Now it's not going to be breaking any records with these specs, that's for sure. But for the price, you can't beat it. If you have like some kids, or if you just want to use this for some media consumption, maybe you want to do some light gaming, maybe you want to just use it as an e-reader, web surfing, email, all that stuff. It should work just fine for the money. Now this one's in Arctic Gray and it's at $99.99, normally $140. So a good deal, $40 off. And this one is 32 gigs though. It's on the lower side for the storage, 3 gigs of RAM. And this one here has some pretty good reviews. So 4.7 out of 5 stars, so not bad. And let's go ahead and take a look at the specs on this. And again, the pricing is $99.99. And now we're going to take a look at the additional specs here. So there it is, 9-inch display. You have 1340 by 800 for the resolution, which is like 720p equivalent. MediaTek Helio G80, 32 gigs of storage on this one. Operating system's Android 12, but this one is upgradable to 13, so that's good. And you got wireless connectivity, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Now it's going to be Wi-Fi 5, not 6. And you have facial recognition, you have lithium-ion polymer battery, which is pretty standard. And you have, let's see, it was released in 2023, which is earlier this year they released it. And you have an IPS LED display, so that's pretty good on battery life too. The IPS display does do better typically. And you have the resolution we went over, and the actual MediaTek processor. And you have the LPDDR4X RAM, micro SD card slot as well. And then you have, let's see, you have 5.1 Bluetooth, and you have 1 USB port, and you have the Type-C, USB Type-C of course, and you have up to 15 hours of battery life, so that's not too bad. And then you have also 2 megapixel front-facing camera and an 8 megapixel shooter in the back. Now this camera is going to be not too fantastic, but if you need to take a photo for something, it's going to be just fine. You're not going to use it for, you know, some beautiful shots that you're sending for, you know, some kind of contest or anything like that. So it's just not going to be for that. But there you go. There's the specs. So let's go ahead and hit that intro now for the CFL-TECH channel. And let's go ahead and unbox this thing to see what it looks like out of the box. Alright guys, we have the Lenovo Tab M9 ready to unbox. We did take the cellophane wrapper off, so we got that off to get this a little quicker. And there you go, you slide it out, and now we're going to have the actual tablet. So there it is, I'll put it to the side, and let's see what we got in the box. We have it looks like a SIM ejection tool, and you have some booklets, which we're probably not going to be too interested in looking at right now. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look here on this side. What we have on the bottom, we have the charging brick, which I think is 10 watts. And let's see, it doesn't really say it on here, but I believe it is. And then we have a USB Type-C to A. So nothing great there. Just, you know, for this price point, it is what it is. But it is the basics. And I don't think there's anything, nope, nothing else. So that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this tablet here. Put this to the side. Hear that noise. Well, we're just gonna tear it out. Here we go. So there it is. Wow, this is pretty impressive looking for the price point. All metal in the back, so that's nice. So it looks good, it's pretty smooth. A little textured finish look here, so it's kind of nice. Little labeling here, it's got a little bit of a ridge to it. And there's your Lenovo branding. And there's the front of the device, the camera, and facial recognition as well for the unlocking. So let's fire it up. Now it's fairly thick, you know, but very solid. So it's kind of nice. And there's your power button and volume rocker. So they have it on the right side. You have a, I think you have a headphone jack. Yep, you sure do. You have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, USB port C, So, and there's your speakers. So not too bad. You got front and bottom, looks like speakers here. You have a microphone in here somewhere as well. I believe that's down here. And then you have your SIM slot here, which we will not be using with the Wi-Fi version. So that is not going to happen. So let's see if this thing has some juice. Now it should out of the box, and there you go. Lenovo powered by Android. And the bezels, of course, are a little thick, but again, for this price point, what are we going to be looking for here? Not going to have edge-to-edge display, and also sometimes bezels are actually needed when you're actually handling a device. It's kind of nice to have a little bit of room there. So there you have it. So let's go ahead and get into this here real quick. And we did read all the ingredients. Let's connect to some Wi-Fi here. Give me 1 sec. Okay, so we're back on. So you got getting your tablet ready. So this is your typical setup stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and pause the video here and come back when we have this ready to go. All right, guys, we're booted into the operating system here, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at it now. And you do have facial recognition, which does work pretty good. So we set that up, so it's pretty nice. Now you can see the display, it's an IPS display. It moves around pretty good. We turned on gestures, which is good, but it seems to be relatively smooth, not too bad. Not too jerky or anything, so herky-jerky, so it's really good. But you know, for the price point, it's pretty good. So let's go into settings. Now we did turn on dark mode. It is preferred. I do like dark mode on my devices. A little easier on the eyes, and also usually helps with battery life overall. Now this is an IPS display as mentioned in the specs earlier in the earlier part of the video. And if you want to go back, you could always rewind back to that. Check out the specs. Now this has the IPS, like we said. The battery life typically is a little better with that. Now out of the box it was set to light mode, which is typical. Now we went into display here, and that's where you find those settings. We have the brightness all the way up, so it's a pretty bright display. I mean, it's not going to be the brightest of it, so I think it's about 400 nits. If I'm incorrect, correct me if you know, but I believe it is. And let's see, you have we had dark theme set on. Now if you go in here, this is where you turn it off and on. So there you go, and you can also schedule it. There's none right now, but you can turn it to, you can set it to where if it goes on, you want dark in the evening, you want it light in the morning time, you could do that with pretty much any Android device nowadays. And you have reading mode, which is kind of interesting. Now this is like an e-reader, so you have chromatic and grayscale, so you can enable reading mode, and then you could do you can enable chromatic effect, enable grayscale effect, or you can do auto, set effect according to the app that you're using. So that's kind of nice. So it's easier on the eyes. Say you're late at night and you want to read a little article before going to bed, you could turn that on, turn off the blue light, and then it could also be easier on your eyes. And then we have here auto rotate screen. Now we had double tap to wake was off by default, so we did turn that on because we do like doing that. You also have raise to wake. That is off. Auto rotate is on. And you have color mode and temperatures. So you have standard on right now, and you have color for the color temperature. And then you have warm and cold. So you have a couple of different options, and you have bright. So let's turn it to bright, and let's see if it makes any difference in the screen here. Maybe a little bit. Looks pretty nice actually. I think it is a little bit brighter, so I like that. And then you also go now down to system, and let's go down here to the system option on here, and I think there's a system update. Now it says there's a new version. It looks like it's optimizing applications, so it might reboot here at any time. So it's pretty cool. I think this might be for Android 13. And here you could have set it to automatically download and install when connected to your LAN, or you can restart and upgrade overnight. You have both of those options, and they're set to on. So that's kind of cool. And then let's go back. We have gestures turned on. Now let's go to gestures. Speaking of, now when we had this out of the box, when we got into the operating system, the gesture was 3 button by default, so we changed it to gesture navigation, and a lot of people do like using that. And you can do the settings. You could swipe to invoke assistant. That's set on, and you have different left and right. You can set the back sensitivity, and then you have left edge and right edge, so that's pretty cool. And for the price point, it's good. It has all these features like similar to what a Pixel device has, so not bad at all. Not really much in the way of bloatware set on here. All the Google apps are pre-installed, so you're good to go out of the box. This is 32 gigabytes. It's not going to have much storage, so if you see here right off the bat, 17 gigs are used of the 32 just from system apps and stuff like that. 14 gigabytes of system, so it's not going to be a storage device, that's for certain. Again, it's just going to be for mostly surfing around and using it for reading stuff and getting information more so than anything else. But hey, for the price point, not bad. Good for the kids to knock around with as well. And on, like I said, a little mini weekend getaway, bring this with you. Now the system is ready to wanting to restart. So we're going to stop the video here, and just a quick little look at this tablet. Hopefully this was helpful. And again, if you want to go look at the specs, go back to the beginning of the video. We have those up for you. And this price point, again, right now it's on sale for $99.99. Regular price is $139.99 at Best Buy. So check it out if you want to pick one of these up before the sale is over. And this was released in 2023, so you're not getting something that's 2 or 3 years old for that price. So it's not bad. And again, check out the beginning of the video if you want to see the specs. Hopefully this was helpful. And hit that like, share, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. Thank you for watching. The channel continues to grow. We do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing great. CFL-TECH will be checking out this one soon to be back with another. Take care.